Anyways, like I say, I really didn't need money because of the fact that I predate so many things. I come from tribal times where we just simply, I taught them how to do things. They learned, they started doing things, and they did what I wanted them to do because it brought them prosperity and life and kept them alive. And they looked at me as their leader or God. And I kept inventing and doing things and growing in and we grew in abilities to be able to do things. So I really didn't need money per se because, and then later on, I started trading. One group would trade with another group, but really it was just shifting resources from one of my peoples to another one of my peoples, or helping out another peoples that would become my peoples. So it's kind of like, but really, realistically, it was kind of like, I mean, since the grass hut days, I had all peoples were basically pretty much doing things for me, pretty much, in a way. So I mean, it goes all through those times. Well, because I had actually invented the techniques, the plows, the everything. So everything became about me because I invented those ways, and so everybody was using one of my inventions or ideas, and my ideas and inventions were working. So then many years later, I'm inventing more stuff, and then many years later after that, I'm starting a financial system. And there is, I mean, I don't know, like I say, it's kind of like humanity, or most people are down here. And because I had started out, I had started out somehow, some way, I had started out I had quickly gone above everyone, or I don't know, I can't really tell you, rationalize it right now. Anyway, I was above everyone, and asking them to do things, and they were growing in prosperity, of course, plowed, all that kind of stuff, and then they grew up to a spot, and then I created the financial system, and then I created this, created that, and they had buildings going on, and then I thought, oh well, let's try this, and then we tried that, and then so that's why, like, money, I predate so many things that it's like I didn't really need money. Like, money was kind of relative for me always. But then at a point, I got lots of money because, or prosperity money, whatever, master inventor. And then I just kind of like stayed really high up to where, I mean, it's like, when you're lord of 7 countries or 7 peoples or lord of 32 countries, I mean, it's like lord of humanity. I mean, master inventor, God. That's why I say, even as a child, even as a 3-year-old child, people called me Lord. And I was like, okay, I'm Lord. And even after that, because of flight and everything, and because I gave them flight, and because I started schools, it's like because I started out, it's like there's no way, impossible way that, it's like everything around me is some way connected to me or about me or whatever, to the point where it's almost crazy. And it's been that way like I say, it's been that way 4 times already, where everything was about me, and then everything would kind of drift away from me, and then everything would be about me, and then drift away. And then, it's like, and now finally, after 30 some years, it's like, nothing's. I built everything, and was a part of everything, and did these great big epic things, but anyway. Help. Hello, hello, eternal Lucifer person. Hell. Hello, eternal little Lucifer. I just had to add that in there. When I was a child, like I said, like when I was a child, I created some languages and some other things, and it's relative, and I even paid to have people create things to help humanity. Paid for them, or asked for them. Relative. It's like I say, I had English schools, I had choreograph or card writing schools. Whatever that word is. Anyway, I had 16 generations of tradesmen, expert tradesmen, and then I had 16 generations or so of of universities. Anyway, I mean, we did great things, many things. And then finally I retire. So, long story, and that's why I have had steam engine, steam hammer, steam mechanical drive hammer, steam water pump, steam pump, turbine. I invented a lot of things. At one point I might have even had help. Someone might have helped me invent things because it's like, well, because I had invented the plow and everything else and I needed to be able to do more. And so someone might have helped me a little bit somewhere along the way. Actually, I know I got help a couple times, and thank you. But anyway, I had a lot of companies anyway though. But I mean, I would have been fine in the 1200s. I should have stayed there. I like the 1200s. I didn't need to go past 1200. That was a good time. I was rich. It was nice, but we could do more, and I had changed things enough, or was changing things enough that, you know, we could get a little more push or something. Anyway, and then anyway, that's why it's like, well, technically I own countries. Or help countries brought up. Yeah, and I left money for these countries. Like I would make money and I'd be like, okay, set that money aside for those people. Or set that money aside for those people. I mean, before I was so far above everything. I was like, okay, money for that that group. Okay, I want to take care of that group. Okay, and money for okay. Directing. I mean, I had paid for so much research that everything, crayons, pencils, even computers in a way, because I had the schools which created the people which learned about the materials which created the computers. So in that way, even computers have everything to do with me. Because without the schools, without the colleges, without me paying, I paid for those buildings to be built. I paid for those teachers. And so that's why those are like, you know, I had enough financial force to be able to have those buildings built. And I was like, well, those buildings, someday it'll work, you know. And financially I was like, well, I'll have better employees and better people, so it's worth it. I mean, I thought, well, it's only going to cost me a couple $100 or a couple $1,000 or a couple people. No big deal. I mean, a school, 32 people in a school can easily teach thousands. So I was like, well, makes sense. I think I'll do it. So I did it. I did a lot of things, like I said. There's a lot of times when I was like, okay, I think I'll put so much money on this. Yeah, okay. I'll put so much money on that. We'll see what happens with that. I mean, it all, you know, it's funny because it all worked out in the end. There weren't really any bad investments because over like years, every investment, everything I funded ended up becoming something. But there were a lot of things that it's true for like 3 or 6 years. There was nothing came of it. It was just like, yeah, how you doing? Nowhere? All right, that's okay. Bye. Yeah, because but some tasks were like photography, how to take a picture. It's like, well, you know, that's a hard one. Anyway, and I wasn't a photographer. I was a miner, and like I dealt with deep mines and dealt with materials and dealt with construction and dealt with mechanical things. That was my specialty. That's what I love to do, and I built buildings and stuff. So, anyway, so weird, isn't it?